Hey, it's me, Sonny. You know that big ball of fire up in the sky? Hey, don't look at me too long without eye protection. Well, I've been watching you people evolve for... life has been on your planet forming for about 4 billion years now, something like that. Yeah, just recently Johnny DriveBYE brought to my attention, well, I see it all anyway, I see everything from up here. Anyway, it's been brought to my attention about the definition of atheism. There is a philosophical definition that the Stanford Encyclopedia of Philosophy uses. But as for the most part, we use this in the colloquial sense. If you are not familiar with the Stanford Encyclopedia of Philosophy's definition, I recommend going and checking it out for yourself. There will be a link left in the description of this video. Johnny DriveBYE just recently came across a blog that claimed to have written Stanford Encyclopedia of Philosophy, and they sent him a letter explaining the reason for their definition of atheism. Hey, Bookie, do you want to read them the letter that came from Stanford?
Thank you very much, Sonny. I would like to read to you the letter that came from Stanford Encyclopedia of Philosophy. From them. Thank you for writing us about the entry on atheism and agnosticism. We have received messages about this issue before and are continuing to consider whether and how the entry might be adjusted. That said, the matter is not as clear-cut as you suggest. While the term atheism is used in a variety of ways in general discourse, our entry is on its meaning in the philosophical literature. Traditionally speaking, the definition in our entry that atheism means the denial of the existence of God is correct in the philosophical literature. Some now refer to this standard meaning as positive atheism and contrast it with the broader notion of negative atheism, which has the meaning you suggest that atheism simply means not theist. In our understanding, the argument for this broader notion was introduced into the philosophical literature by Anthony Flew in The Presumption of Atheism, 1972. In that work, he noted that he was using an etymological argument to try to convince people not to follow the standard meaning of the term. His goal was to reframe the debate about the existence of God and to rebrand atheism as a default position. Not everyone has been convinced to use the term in Flew's way, simply on the force of his argument. For some who consider themselves atheist in the traditional sense, Flew's effort seemed to be an attempt to water down a perfectly good concept. For others who consider themselves agnostics in the traditional sense, Flew's effort seemed to be an attempt to relabel them atheists, a term they rejected. All that said, we are continuing to examine the situation regarding the definitions as presented in this entry.
Okay, now at this here point, we are going to take a look across the universe and search for the Belingikabot. Now this Belingikabot is something that I just said. You don't know what it is, do you? I don't know what it is. Nobody does. But it's somewhere in the universe now, and what's inside of it? That is what we want to know. This is where theists will claim that they know. They know what this Belingikabot is, they know what it's all about, and everything about it. They are making this claim, and the atheist says, well, I don't believe you. Now the philosophical definition boils down to that the A in atheism must be understood as negation instead of absence, as not instead of without. Therefore, in philosophy at least, atheism should be construed as the proposition that God does not exist, or more broadly, the proposition that there are no gods. So here is the problem. The A in atheism. Well, most people in this world nowadays, in a local conversation, and if you're talking to your friends, it's just easier to say, I'm an atheist, rather than sit there and explain 500 definitions. We use atheist now as the absence, not as negation. It's just that the average Joe just doesn't go around doing philosophical debates with people. And that's what most people that actually get into the philosophical discussions and think deeply and try and peel back the layers have to understand. This is not a thing that should be even argued about. It boils down to, for brevity's sake, An atheist will say that he's an atheist just simply because he doesn't want to sit there and explain what agnostic and epistivist and everything else means. Most people in this world, when you say you're an atheist, they know what you mean. Yeah. Nobody knows what's inside of the gabidjigaboo, or whatever you want to, say. In fact, let's put it this way. We don't even know if it exists in this universe. So, stop trying to sit there and conflate a conversation into a bunch of crap. Alright. I'll tell you what. We're gonna get out of here now, and we're gonna enjoy the rest of the day, and let's hope that you've got this atheism terms under control now, and have good conversation and good debate. That's what it's all about. We don't have to waste our time shrumping around in the ditches thinking about what it really is. No, we know. And so do you theists, so stop it. Alright, Johnny Drive-By. You tell them about having Prometheus there on Sunday, huh? Later.